funding healthcare and what neighbors do to help each other, to pay for things versus whether the government should help each other pay for things. And then it started making me think about, what duties do people have to each other to help pay for healthcare versus what duties do the government have to help pay for healthcare. And then I started kind of twisting this up in my mind with my outlaw story, and I started thinking about, what if I did outlaws and medicine, and if there was some kind of illness. And it's funny because a lot of times people read about, Kandala, my kingdom, and they read that, there's this fever sickness, and people think that it was inspired by the pandemic. It's not the pandemic book. It was fully drafted in 2019, well before, really any of us had ever heard of COVID-19. So later I can pick your lottery numbers if you need me to. But no, that was really kind of the origin for the story. And I decided ultimately I'm going to do a boy and a girl outlaw, and Weston and Tessa were on the page.
Yeah, no, I love that, and I love how you tied it into like medicine and healing. And of course, I would have loved this book even if I read it before the pandemic, but I do think it honestly really resonated even deeper, because we've kind of lived through this and seen these things we never thought we'd see. And so I really love how you really shaped Tessa and Wes and their motivations, because it just really hit home. Just love them from the very beginning. I love Tessa so much. Okay, so this is a question I always love to ask other authors because I'm curious. I kind of want to know what your writing process was like for this book. I'm imagining because it's a sequel or a book two of a trilogy that you probably had an outline, but do you normally stick very strict to your outlines? Do you let your self-discovery read a little bit? Was this book, did it flow out of you? Was it one you had to arm wrestle with? What was the history like writing this book?
This book was a nightmare. I'm not really a detailed outliner. I do have a very detailed outline. I very much love the discovery process in writing. The character of Anya, who is a little girl that's on the ship, is a character that kind of came to me as I was writing. Just things like that. I just love to kind of discover as I go, and that to me is part of the fun of writing. I don't mind fixing things as I go or revising as I go. If something doesn't work, I'm all right, I'll scrap it later. It's fine. Part of the reason this book was a nightmare to write is I was writing it in the second half of 2021, and in 2020, in the beginning of the pandemic, there was very much we're all in this together, right? Everybody's locked down together, everybody's going through the same thing, everybody's working from home, everybody was doing the same thing at the same time. In the second half of 2021, everybody was not doing the same thing at the same time. Everybody was kind of attempting to find some semblance of normal, but nothing was normal. Kids were trying to go back to school, and I don't even remember which variant it was. I feel like that's when Omicron was starting to surge, and I swear every single day I would send my kids to school and I would sit down to write, and within 30 minutes I would get a call. One of my kids had coughed, or sat next to somebody who had COVID, or looked at someone with COVID, or FaceTimed someone with COVID. It was just and I remember I was texting with the school nurse because everyone was texting with the school nurse, in the fall of 2021. And I was just so frustrated. I mean, not frustrated with her, of course. And I was my kids have been home. I think one of my kids at one point had been home for 6 weeks straight. And I was I can't believe you guys just haven't shut down the school for 2 weeks. And she said, don't tell anyone, but we're getting ready to. And I was no, please. And I remember we got to the middle of December, and I told my husband, I said, I need you to take the kids in the other room for 10 minutes because I need to burst into tears and send an email to my editor to tell her that this book is just really going to be late because I just can't get into a flow. There's just it's not happening. Because every time I try to get into a flow, it's just not happening. And I remember I got this email back from my editor where she was practically crying. And she was like, Brigid, I'm going through the same thing. My kids have been home for 6 weeks and I don't know what to do. And I was like, oh, all right, then. This sucks for all of us. I guess we are all in the same boat. We're just trying not to admit it. So yeah, it was hard.
It literally was arm wrestling with this book done. Okay, so you mentioned when I asked for the three facts you mentioned, so I'm glad you by name. But in this book, we do have new characters coming in, and which I was like really excited to meet all of them. And we also have a new setting, so it's not really like a spoiler because you can see on the cover that looks like there's water and an ocean. But for part of the book, we are on a ship, so I want to know like how much research like went into that, because I literally felt like I was really on a ship, like just how you described it, like the motion of it, even like smelling the salty breezes. So did you have to do like a lot of research for it, or did you grow up on a ship? Like, did you know like naturally?
So generally, I'm very big on very much like hands-on research. I love really like getting into the nitty-gritty. Like for one of my books, I had a character who did Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I took 6 weeks of classes for that.
Oh my gosh, that is dedication.
It was awesome. It was awesome. It was really cool, very empowering. Highly recommend. Yeah, so I love it. So for this book, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go like tour ships, and I'm gonna, I really want to climb the rigging myself. It's just gonna be so cool and learn all this stuff. But no, COVID happened, so it was all YouTube videos, which were boring. But no, so thank you. Yeah, this one was harder to research.
It's interesting because I feel like something similar happened to me with like River Enchanted. It's very Scottish inspired, so it's like 2020 year, I'm going to go to Scotland finally, and I'm going to go walk the land and breathe the air and eat the food, and of course COVID happened, so I couldn't get to go, but I know that feeling, so I was like having to watch YouTube videos too, like how, get as close as I can to it and actually like see it, so, but I love like all of the shit that it was just like so perfect.
Thanks.
Yes. Okay, so let's talk about Corrick, because I adore him.
Poor Corey, he goes, poor Corey.
But I love how flawed he is and how he has done difficult things for the kingdom and for his brother, and he still has this soft place in his heart. So I want to know what it was like to write his chapters. Like, did they come very naturally to you? And what was it like continuing his arc in this book?
So I really find people in general fascinating. People are just really messy. People are just messy. And so yeah, writing Corrick, generally with all of my characters, I try to put things in their path to make their lives hell. And then sometimes when I put things in their path to make their lives hell, I'm like, that's really not bad enough. Let's make it worse. Yeah, and I really wanted, so when I started writing this book, and I'm going to try to say this in as spoiler-free way as I possibly can. When I started writing this book, I really thought about who Corrick fell in love with in Defy the Night versus who Tessa really fell in love with in Defy the Night. And I really wanted to introduce someone into the narrative that would make both of them really think about who they are. And that's all I'm going to say about it.
Yeah. I love it though. And kind of going off that, the romance, like all of your romances, they are so swoon-worthy and beautiful. So what are you most excited for readers to discover or encounter romantic-wise in this book? Although that might be hard to answer.
Yeah, I don't want to be spoilery. I really do have some really fun, like bantery moments. And there are some really fun, challenging moments. And then I really love, like, there's definitely, some resolution-y moments.
Yeah. And I would say the tension is just, like, perfect. Like,
yeah.
you were building, I was like, that's why, I literally couldn't stop reading. I was like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen?
Right. Yeah.
And kind of going off that, are there any, tropes in particular that you really love to write?
It may be obvious, but I love enemies to lovers.
Slightly obvious.
I love enemies to lovers.
I love that one too. I think that one is like, you can't ever go wrong with that one. Like as a reader and as a writer, it's just always like,
it's almost
so
a cliche now, right?
Yes. Okay, so I want to ask you a world building question because you are so good at world building. I always find that your worlds are very vivid and very layered and just effortless to sink into, which I think is so hard to do with a fantasy novel when you are having to introduce all these things to readers. So what was your world building process like for the series? Like, did you have like a detailed map and like history and like all the court intrigue like thought through like before you got started? Are there any particular themes that you wanted to illuminate with your world building?
So with this one, I don't plan out whole lot in advance. With this one, because I did have so many sectors and so many consoles, I did kind of have like a little bit of an Excel spreadsheet and a very loose map. I am not an artist. I'm a writer. My map was, my husband was like, why did you draw a flip-flop? And I was like, what are those? Like, why are there M's all over? I'm like, they're mountains. Mountains, okay? Like, back off, right? I know the mountains, all you need to know. You know, they hired Virginia Allen to do the real map. She makes maps, I write the book. And so I did have to have a map because I needed to remember where the different sectors were. I needed to keep track of who was ruling each sector and what each sector did. But as far as when it comes to the world, like I said, I don't mind revising, so I do tend to world build really loosely when I'm drafting, and I throw stuff on a page that I find really fun as I'm writing it, and then I'll go back and fill it in later. Sometimes things don't work, and I will strip it out later. For Defy, I'm trying to think if there was anything that I had to like put in there or take out that was really dramatic, and I don't think so. I remember in Forging Silver into Stars, I remember in the magic, when I was building it, I had given one of the characters the ability, using magic, to know if somebody was lying, and that just got so complicated, I ended up having to like take that out.
I will say magic systems would be.
Yeah, magic systems, yeah, really. But yeah, with Defy, I also knew that because the Cursebreaker series had been so like medieval-y in my mind. I mean, not really medieval, because I can't make it up as I go along. I wanted to find a little bit more pre-industrial, like in the royal sector. They had electricity and things like that, a little bit more, just a little more technologically advanced.
No, I love that. I love how you kind of like just went with it and later just kind of layered in and revised. Like, I feel like that's kind of like an organic way to build the world, so I love that. Okay, so I have a few kind of fun questions. So one is, if your characters had a theme song, what would they be? You don't have to give them all, but I definitely want to know like Tessa, Oric, Harry, Harrison, and Quint.
Oh my goodness.
That's a lot, but definitely at least like, you know, definitely at least Tessa and Oric.
Okay, so in Defy, like I did have a theme song for Coric, and it was Ugly Heart by GRL. But then when I was writing Defend, it became Beggin' by Måneskin. I probably mispronounced the name of that band. Tessa was, hold please. Oh, it was Girls Like Us by Zoe Wees. It was Tessa's. Yeah. And then who else?
Are these songs that were you listening to them as you were writing?
Oh, I do. I always build a
Okay.
playlist. Yeah,
Okay.
while I'm
Awesome.
writing.
So do you have like a Spotify playlist?
I do. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I love that. I love finding that out because.
And a lot of people have found it because this one has like 115 followers. So.
Oh, nice. So all of them go check out the playlist.
I mean, I will also say that oftentimes I will add other songs that I really like that have nothing to do with the book, and sometimes people will message me and they'll be like, "What is bussin'?"
Okay, so another question is, if Tessa and Coric could step into another world, whether it was like our world today or another fictional one, what one would it be and why? Like if they could step into another book's world.
Oh, wow.
And it could be another one of your own books too, like if you wanted to have your characters kind of like.
You know, it's so funny. I did the event on Sunday with Stephanie Garber. And
Hey Bookies! It's start of a new vlog, kinda. I technically missed last week, and what you should have seen right before this is B-roll. I might keep the audio, I don't know. But it's footage from last night's book event. I went and saw Brigid, what do I want to call her? Brigid, Kemmerer, I cannot get her name freaking straight. Brigid Kemmerer, at I went and saw her at a book event. Rebecca Ross was hosting. Love Rebecca. She's super sweet. I love Brigid. This is the second event that I've done with her. So I went, it was for her sequel to Defy the Night. It is Defend the Dawn. Strangely enough, they didn't have copies of Defy the Night available. Maybe they sold out. I don't know what happened in there. Anyways, so I got my copy because I pre-ordered it, and then we got in the signing line, and oh my god. Okay, let me just tell to you. Before we left that morning, I'm letting the dogs out, and my eldest puppy, my baby, her name is Daisy, and Sophia, out of the window. Anyways, she is old, so I like to keep tabs on her when she's outside. I'm going to do my good dog mom stuff to look out the window. We have a window that is around some furniture that looks onto the other half of the backyard. So I go to look, and I'm avoiding the pole of my husband's hanging seat, and my pinky toe on my left foot slams into the chair leg. Super painful. Hurts like hell. I have a big bruise. Anyways, right before the event, letting the dogs out. Again, I gotta go check on my elder dog after a few minutes because she's not on the deck. So, okay, gotta avoid the pole, and BAM! Smack the same damn toe again. Same place. I think I legitimately broke this toe the second time that I did it. Because it is hurting, and it's a lot curled up, and it's not good. And you're also not going to see it. We don't do free feet on this channel. Anyways, so, did you just go upstairs to get your well, you dropped it down the ramp. You're going to have to get it. Get your bum. Anyways. She literally just had that bone in her mouth, and she just, like, dropped it on the ramp, and her and Daisy just watched it roll down. Dog entertainment. She's looking at it like it betrayed her. Anyways, so I go to the event. My foot is swelling. It is in la pain. And I am in la pain. Should I have splinted it before I left? Yes, I should have bandaged it with another toe. Should I have taken some medicine? Yes, I should have. Did I do either of those things? No, I didn't, because I am an absolute idiot. Anyways, so we go to the event. We're sitting for a long time, and I start to forget about the fact that I broke my toe. And we get up to go to the signing line, and I'm in, like, the second group that gets called. So I go there, and I'm standing, and, like, it was only after about, like, 5 minutes, maybe, of standing that I'm like, oh yeah, this is painful. I'm in pain. This is really bad. I feel a little faint. So I'm texting the husband. He comes. He relieves me. I go to the bathroom. I go sit. And this is not, like, all within, like, 5 minutes. This is, like, in total of this whole after event of the event happening is about, like, 20 to 30 minutes of me standing in line, him standing in line, I'm sitting, you know, et cetera, et cetera. So, in that time period of all this happening, there are maybe 2 people, maybe a third, but definitely just 2 people that go up to the signing line and get their stuff signed. And they had a lot of stuff. Now, this is like the first big book event that's happened, where I usually go. It's in Decatur. This is like the first really big event that's happened. Which, okay, yeah. Everyone's got, like, a lot of stuff that they want signed. It's whatever. But I have seen these people from this bookshop that is hosting it. I have seen these people move lines of, like, 50 people out the door within 5 minutes at Decatur Book Fest. And I have seen con lines of hundreds of people move through at the speed of, like, maybe 30 minutes in total. Like, you can move a line super fast, especially when people have a lot of books. That's not unheard of. It's not unusual. I once stood behind someone that had maybe 10 books for V.E. Schwab to sign, and he got done in 2 minutes. It was freaking impressive. Anyways, but back to the event. So, standing in line, standing in line, standing in line, standing in line. There's no line maintenance. a couple of the booksellers, they would come and they would like duck their head in and look, and one of them like made like a face like, like that line's long, that's bad. None of them take charge of doing anything about the line itself. It's just like, so Brigid and Rebecca are both sitting there, and Brigid is like signing a massive amount of books, and Rebecca's getting like 1 or 2 at a time, and I'm just standing there like, there are other people in line that are wanting books signed by Rebecca that can get their books signed super quick and get their meet and greets done, and like, we could have done this a whole lot differently. Even with COVID regulations, we could have had the author sitting at different tables, or we could have put like 3 tables together, made them further apart, whatever, to aid in this, whatever. Also, it wouldn't have been that big of a deal if they enforced a mask policy, because there were people in there that were not wearing masks, even though that this was supposed to be a totally masked event. Anyways, fucking ghost. I hit my toe.
Okay.
No, I'm not. My husband's taken the line. And he also says that it was way too damn slow. Just for context. It's not just me being impatient, because I know I'm impatient. There was no line management. Anyway, so my husband's in line, and I'm sitting there, and I got a pretty good rest in, but then I'm looking at the time. At this point, it is, the event started at 7, technically, but Brigid was late because Elton John was also in Atlanta. Like his final tour. I don't know how many final tours this man has taken. I feel like that this is not really the final tour. Just saying. I know you never know, but like, he might die, but like, this man has taken a lot of final tours, I feel like. I've seen a lot of them. She was late, there was a lot of traffic, blame Elton John. So we got the event started at like 7:30. We got done about 8-ish. We got into line about 8:10, 8:15. 8:40, I go to check on my husband, because where I left him, I wasn't even in the double doors. When I got to him, he had just crossed the threshold of the double doors. And then they were letting another group through. Which, you know, it was still out. Like, this room was, like, bigger than my living room and library combined. And it was just full of people. Just standing there. While people at the signing table were just telling their life stories to Brigid and getting all these books signed and getting 10 million photos. And I mean, like, you do you get all the photos, like, do all the signings and stuff like that, but there has to be a way to optimize. We can do this faster. Better, faster, stronger. So anyways, at like 8:40, 8:45, I go to grab my husband and I'm like, yo, let's just leave. Because it's 8:45. We have a long ass way to travel, and I'm also wanting to get to the grocery store, and I'm hungry, and I'm in pain. There's a lot of things going on here. Spoiler alert, we did not get to the grocery store. My husband did that this morning. But like, I didn't get my book signed that I paid for. I didn't pay for like a signature, but like still, she was in there. I didn't get my book signed. I just feel a little cheated, but it's whatever. Like, who am I going to complain to? No one but you. You could have skipped this whole rant. Maybe I'll put like a rant thing at the beginning of this. I don't know. Or I'll make you sit through this, like I had to sit through the signing line. Anyway, so it's not that big of a deal, but it just you know, one thing after another. It was just a shit day. And also, I ordered from Raging Burrito, which is one of my favorite restaurants over there in Decatur, and they freaking canceled our order as soon as we placed it. So I messaged them, and I'm like, yo, why? And they're like, their messaging thing messaged back, whoever was on there, it's supposed to be like the owner. He messages back, and he's like, we had a lot of orders, so we had to cancel some. Sorry. And I'm like, well, you could have put that in your cancellation thing, or put a notice on your website, have like something toggled, like we're in like the 21st, are we in the 21st or 22nd century? We're in the 21st century. We're in the 21st century. There are ways to do alerts like this on your website, I'm pretty sure. I would have to ask my coding friends. If you're a coding friend of mine, please leave me a message down below saying if this is possible or not. Anyway, I think it should be. Anyway, so they canceled, and so like I left a review. I left them a 3 out of 5, because I was just frustrated. I was frustrated the whole night. Just like went to shit. Like, I'm stressed. I have a broken toe. I have a lot of shit to do. I'm going to this event and I'm excited for it, but then my book doesn't get signed, and my favorite place to eat, I can't even eat at because they keep canceling my order. So I go home disappointed, and my husband makes me my favorite dinner. Anyways, also, they got back to my review. They said, and I even put a screenshot of it here, or maybe not, I don't know, it has my name. But they were like, we had a computer glitch that happened that kept canceling orders. Which, okay, cool. I was fine with the too many orders comment, and, or, you know, thing. And I'm fine with you saying that there was a computer glitch. I'm fine with both of those. I just wanted to know. But also, why are you telling me 2 different things? So it's just like, okay, what is it? Was it a computer glitch? Or did you have too many orders? Or did you just say, you know what, fuck these people. I don't want to deal with their order of monster nachos and a burrito. God, I love their monster nachos. Anyways, so that was my shit night. You're all caught up. Yeah, here we are again. I still don't have Defy the Night, by the way. I just finished a bunch of filming. I'm trying to do chores somewhat in advance because I'm like horribly behind. I'm like a week and a half behind in reading. It's not even funny anymore. It was never funny to begin with, but it's not funny at all right now. Slightly panicking. I have a lot of chores to do. I have a lot of internet stuff to do. Yeah. Anyways, that is it for like this massive update. So I will catch y'all up tomorrow, I guess. I don't know. We'll see if I'm still panicking tonight. I don't know when I'm going to sleep. Should I even go to sleep? I don't think I should go to sleep. Hi, baby. All right, we're recording. Oh, it's okay, babies. I know you don't like the grapes.
They both jumped over.
Sophia or Daisy was first, and she was like, "Come on, Sophia, this is how you do it."
Gotta teach the youngins.
This might be a good place to get some B-roll for the fall intro video. Yeah, imagine canoeing into that. Alright, and then what's this side look like?
They're not doing very good about not being wrapped around.
This is so pretty. Maybe let me down slowly. Oh, hey Bookies, I've not done this in a long time. Hi, it's Tuesday. It's like 4 in the morning. I'm gonna do like a quick little workout, do some Duolingo. I've been doing Duolingo on the treadmill. I don't know why. It just gets it out of the way. But we're gonna do that. I'm gonna do an hour of work. I am so behind in reading. Like, it's bad. I had a little bit of a medical issue, and then the mental health was not that grand. Also, I was doing lots of work, so yay. But we're here. So the plan of attack is when I get to reading, I'm going to finish When in Rome. I'm going to try to start and finish ASAP, Lucien and I, and finish up Charlie Hernandez. I also have The Takeover Friend. I'm going to try to finish as well. I'm getting prepared for my husband and I's little secret trip. I'm going to be taking y'all along for it because I'm hoping to get some pretty good photos. I'm not sure if the weather's going to cooperate with me because of the incoming hurricane. I'm hoping that it does, because I can't have this flop. I think that's just about it. I'm stressed as always. I'm going to be trying to fix that stressness. I got a whole lot done yesterday. I discovered these co-working people that just do like co-working sessions all day, and it's great. It's great. So definitely going to do it again today. Very excited. But yeah, I'm going to get the day started because I've got a lot of work to do, so I will catch y'all up in a bit. Hey, Bookies. You've probably not seen this room before. This is our Ethan shelves. We moved it into the guest room. Yeah, guest room. But yeah, so it is Wednesday. It's like 9 in the morning. I've been up since 5 something. I got a late start, but it's really cold in the mornings. That was like 48 this morning. So we're getting to be in the colder climates. Currently still trying to catch up on reading. I'm currently reading The Takeover Friend, and I'm going to jump to Charlie Hernandez. Hopefully in this sprint, I'm going to be reading for an hour and 45 minutes also. My dog is super cute. My dog is super cute. Hello, Day. Hello, Day. Daisy. She's so adorable. So yeah, that's where we're at right now. I got almost all the chores done. Actually, I got all the chores done. And, except for Ethan's haircut and everything. And, what else was I gonna... And internet stuff. I gotta do internet stuff. But other than that, we're all caught up right now, so I will catch y'all up in a bit.